Hey guys, it's Facelangs here, back with another video after a long break. I'm sorry I took so long to make another video, but I was just busy with school and stuff, so I didn't have enough time to focus on making videos for you guys. But since my senior year of high school is coming to an end, I finally found some time to talk about the long expected release of Dying Light 2, even though it's been 2 months, but hey. Honestly, when I pressed the download button on the day of the release, I was stoked. I was so damn excited. It was wild. But then I launched the game. And it was everything I expected it to be. Like, Jesus, man. Now, everything I say in this video is from my own experience and my own opinions. So feel free to share your own thoughts down in the comments below. Also, my apologies for my voice. It's allergy season and there's not really that much I can do about it. So yeah, back to the video. So to start things off, I have this very big complaint I have to this day since the release, and I want it to be fixed ASAP. And it's the lag and sounds missing when I first start up the game. Let me explain. When you open up your game for the first 5 minutes, it's almost unplayable. I encounter huge FPS loss, sounds missing and everything. Take a look for yourself and see what I mean. This is when I first load up, and after 5 minutes it's back to normal and working perfectly.
Lagging. Come on, mate. The lighting is so beautiful. Look at this. Look at it. It would be so beautiful if we were lagging. What's going on with my voice? I don't know. Let me just get this baby started. There we go. Hey, we got the hideout. Aye. So yeah, this is basically what it looks like to start. It like lags a lot and the sounds are missing, like you saw from the paraglider. Like it didn't play any sounds, it's just bugged out. So yeah, it's kinda, you know, kinda sad. Right. It fixes over like 5 minutes. As you can see now, it's already better. See, there's like sounds and everything, but like I don't know what to do. But I good. Jesus. Yep, see, no sounds. Oh yeah, no sounds. Kinda sucks. Make a look.
As you guys can see, it's pretty unplayable, and I have actually another clip. Like, this is from actually 5 minutes before I started this recording, so this is the current state of Dying Light when I first opened it. The FPS loss is not that big of a deal right now, but the sounds missing is, and it still takes about 5 minutes to get on track and work properly. So yeah, it still needs to be there's still work that needs to be done, and I'm glad that Techland is at least working on it.
Jesus, these allergies. Alright, so now it's the morning. See, the music just keeps cutting out, but the gameplay actually is not lagging. Not one bit. Okay, never mind. It's a bit lagging. I mean, there's missing noise. Yeah, it's lagging right now. It's just stopped. And now it's causing me to like that. See, it's like, okay, it's not that simple. Okay, yeah, no, it's still lagging. Oh, crying out loud, man.
Okay, now as in Dying Light 1 review, I will split this review into different parts, 6 parts to be exact. Story, gameplay, parkour, combat, nighttime, and things I wish were made better. Okay, let's start off with the story. Story is much more engaging and much more immersive than in the first game. In the first game, all you had was the backstory of a military guy sent to Haran to get a file on a guy who calls himself Rice. Story wasn't that interesting like in the Dying Light 2. In Dying Light 2, you get much more backstory, much more choices around different characters, and how you shape them and the world around you is what matters the most in the game. Now, Techland has mentioned before that every choice mattered. From my experience and 2 playthroughs, it doesn't matter as much as you would think. Now, it does matter when it comes to certain characters' development with Aiden, the protagonist, and the fate of those characters, but in the end, all choices led to the same end. Of course, there are around 5 different endings, but the main goal is finding your sister is pretty much the same in every playthrough. It almost feels like they failed to stick the landing with the story. Everything is so great except the ending. It almost felt disappointing, but I'm not going to spoil anything, so I'll just head into the next part, which is gameplay. As I have expected, Dying Light 2 gameplay is so much better than Dying Light 1. You see that they took things they missed in the first game and put it in the second one, and it really shows. The amount of interactions, things to visit, map size, and the verticality of the said map, and everything else is just wow. I think this game is going to keep you going for a long time. There's so many dark zones to explore, many GRE anomalies to complete, which are boring in my opinion since they are too repetitive, many interactions with NPCs, dynamic map changes, and factions. Dying Light has never felt better. Okay, next up is the parkour. Okay, now I really have to say some things about the parkour. Parkour has never felt better. And for a game that focuses on it more than anything, they've done a great job. You can find a lot more structures to use as a tool, such as monkey bars, air fans to help you reach higher places with your paraglider, balancing metal rails, and much more. One big change that I see compared to Dying Light 2 is the grappling hook. They built it from the ground up, and the way it is introduced in the story is much better than the skill upgrade, which was the case in Dying Light 1. With the new and improved grappling hook, you will feel like the actual Spider-Man swinging from building to building. It's wild how they made this grappling hook to make you feel like the Spider-Man more than the actual Spider-Man. I don't like the idea of fast travel in this game, but it exists. I personally don't approve since I find that the whole point of parkour and everything was to make traveling interesting, and with fast travel you will just miss out on so much, so I don't use that. Although I can see someone using it to save time if they are in a rush or something. All in all, parkour is way better than it was in the first game, which is really important to be honest. Okay, next up is the combat. Combat is something that has seen some improvements and some missed opportunities in the second Dying Light. You can see that they worked to improve it, but they really missed some things like random slow motion when you hit an enemy, x-rays, no cool takedowns when you stun your enemy. Ragdoll kinda feels funny, but this script was written a month ago, and right now they kind of fixed the Ragdoll. They improved things like blood splatter, animations when you slash someone's throat or cut an enemy's arm or something like that. I do like that there are no firearms in the second game, but if you missed the overpowered stuff like in the first game, worry no more. Introducing the new OP combo, this really broken bow and this really broken crossbow. It just makes the game boring. Like, you're legit unstoppable if you have these two. It's wild, and I gotta stop using them for my own sake. Like, they're super fun, but it's just like guns in Dying Light 1. It's like you legit have a semi-automatic crossbow. How's that fair? How? I like the Craftmaster upgrades, which are a part of combat since you use them to upgrade your weapon mods and much more. But I feel like it's too much grinding to collect all the tokens needed for the upgrades, because the way you collect those tokens is off of dead bodies, off of dead zombies you kill. So the higher tier zombie you kill, the better token you will get, and it kind of feels like a grind sometimes. I guess their goal was to make the game more interesting for a long period of time. Now, I don't know, I guess it works. But now for the disappointing part of the review. Nighttime. Oh god, do I hate the nighttime in this game. They really presented it like it was going to be scary and different to play than the daytime, but not very much. Only difference is that you have running and screaming zombies during the night, and that's it. Nothing else. Like, you start to chase and just run. That's it. Nothing much different. They missed the opportunity with the volatiles not spawning until chase level 4, which is kinda dumb in my opinion, since they are quite the signature infected of Dying Light. And they are very scary in this game, but not as scary as in the first game. I haven't spent much time during the night since there isn't much to do there anyways, and you just play it for the fun, nothing else. Now for the last part of the review, things I wish were made better. Honestly, I feel like they should have moved the release date even further, like June or something like that. It's not that the game is filled with bugs, but it kinda gets more repetitive the more you play it. You don't get much new experiences as you would expect. Like the amount of times I saw someone get stung by a bee or a funeral for a fallen friend in the middle of the street, surrounded by the infected, is wild. And sometimes AI just feels stupid. Take a look at this clip and see what I mean.
This area didn't used to be dangerous.
Someone sure put you to bed. What did this? Someone got to him.
As if the peacekeepers weren't enough.
Now, the next thing I kinda think should be made better is the Ragdolls. It's just not as satisfying as it was in Dying Light 1. Now, for the main enemy, the Rice Gang of the Dying Light 2, the Renegades. They were introduced as this really scary group that haunts and kills everyone in their way, and in the beginning it was something along those lines. But now that I'm done with the main story and that I'm decently leveled up, I sometimes think that the peacekeepers are harder to kill than the renegades. Okay, I don't have the call, sorry fellas. The peacekeepers are harder to kill than the renegades, which shouldn't be the case since the renegades are the men that use the inhibitors, which is, to put it simply, something that you take to make you a superhuman like Aiden does. And I just feel like it's a missed opportunity of making renegades harder to kill. I'm playing on normal, but I still think they should be somewhat harder to defeat. The one thing that I thought I was not gonna be the case is the overpowered weapons. Now you'd think they found a way to sneak in firearms in the game, but they kinda did. But it's a one-shot weapon and you dump it, so that's fine. But what I'm talking about is the damn bow and arrow and the broken crossbow. Like, I don't understand why is this so powerful. I mean, semi-automatic crossbow, it takes seconds to kill volatiles, and they're supposed to be really hard to kill. Like, it just makes it so easy as the firearms in Dying Light 1, but I guess it's the player's choice if they want to play with it or not, just like in the first game. I'm just saying, it's way overpowered. Now, for the last thing that I can remember is the inventory system. I found a lot of players complaining that it still needs some work, and I can see why. Items are split into two different categories: ammo, materials, gear, valuables, and stuff like that. But their system of the inventory space is to put all into one category. Let's say I have way too much of gear, in this case gloves. Let's say I have way too much gloves and I filled my inventory space with them. You'd think I can't pick up any more gloves, which is the case, but I also can't pick up anything new in the inventory at all. Like, if I found a new valuable, I couldn't pick it up because I exceeded the inventory limit with gear, so I can't pick up valuables. It kinda gets annoying in the end game because you will have a lot of stuff, but just wish they made it better like it was in the Dying Light 1. Let me carry infinite amount of valuables, but limit the ammunition, gear, and everything else separately. Well, those are the things from top of my head, but even though there's still some, I don't want to make this video too long since I do want to make more content on this game, and maybe even some live streams if you'd like. Let me know down in the comments below if you'd want to see me go live and play Dying Light 2 with you. Now, one more note. If you haven't played this game and you plan on buying it, please don't expect too much. It's a sequel to the previous game, and that's it. Everything was made better, but it's not revolutionary so that you have to buy it. Just expect Dying Light 2 and you will be really pleased because Techland delivered. Not the game they promised, but very close. Few tweaks and it would be easily one of the best games ever made. Okay folks, that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed the video, give it a huge thumbs up and comment down below as it really helps the algorithm. Oh my god. And comment down below as it really helps the algorithm. As it really helps the Oh my god! As it really helps the algorithm pick it up and help my channel grow. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you can always be the first one to watch every new video. It was a pleasure to write this. I'm really glad I could inform some of you, hell, even entertain you, and I'm happy. Also, stay tuned for another zombie themed video, but I filmed it in a different style. I'm pretty excited to show you, and I hope you won't be disappointed. Face like signing off for now. Good night and good luck.